This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 17th day of July in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Now here's what we're tracking tonight. Leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton today declared that the country is in crisis as it faces high levels of corruption under the current government. Citing a number of alleged cases of corruption, the opposition leader said corruption is now creeping into a number of institutions across the country. He accused the government of fueling that corruption. During a broadcast across social media, Mr. Norton pointed to alleged acts of corruption linked to the vice president, the recent U.S. sanctions against the permanent secretary and two businessmen, and allegations of widespread corruption in the award of government contracts and procurement.
Ghana is in crisis. It's in a governance crisis. Corruption is eating away the society. Now, the PPP, of necessity, will seek to explain away these actions. But the explanations cannot stand scrutiny. Why is it that so many senior government officials are under scrutiny by the United States government? Clearly, one of the things we must note is that while we were in government, we had permitted the DEA to come here, something that the PPP refused, which would have meant that they have other persons here scrutinizing. The diplomatic community here is engaging and will know what is happening. And so I think clearly the government is seriously involved in corrupt activities, and what in essence you're seeing is a clampdown on them, and they're trying to browbeat the Guyanese people that these things are routine. When the next one occur, they will say it is routine. When the following one occur, they will say it is routine. But the average Guyanese is sensible.
Turning his attention to the Guyana police force, Mr. Norton said political interference in the police force has now resulted in widespread corruption across the force.
The politicization of the police force has placed it where it is. If you politicize the police force now knows that they don't have to be accountable to the commissioner. You hear some of them talking about going directly to the president, some going to the vice president. So almost immediately you remove the line of command and create multiple points of power that policemen can access, and in the process you undermine the structure of the police. With an undermined structure, senior policemen believe they can become involved in illegalities and get away with it because they have to protect persons. Let us not forget they would have had to get an instruction to deal with the allegations of rape against
Mr. Daramlal.
Minister Daramlal at the time. And that would have meant that policemen know, they are aware that there is political intervention.
Just last week, Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus requested and was granted leave to allow an investigation into alleged acts of financial impropriety. At the police symposium on Tuesday, the Minister of Home Affairs also complained about corruption within the Guyana police force. On the issue of alleged acts of corruption involving police officers, opposition leader Aubrey Norton said any investigation into those alleged acts has to be done by a reputable agency or by reputable persons outside of the police force.
Corruption is one of the causes of poverty in societies, because when the elite is corrupt, they carry away millions, billions of dollars in this case, and the people don't benefit. If you look at this government virtually doubling the infrastructure budget, I made a point in my Congress presentation that it is unacceptable for you to be doubling the budget. We believe there is need for infrastructure work, but you double the budget, you lack the capacity to implement a lot of these projects, then it is clear you are using it as a means of corruption. And once it is being used as a means of corruption, you are virtually reducing your ability to deliver to the people of Guyana and take them out of poverty. And so we have got to pay careful attention to corruption and support anti-corruption measures.
Mr. Norton said the opposition will continue to support anti-corruption measures to root out corruption in the country. He also said he is not convinced that the current government has any interest in fighting corruption. More news coming up in just a moment.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 students for the 2024-2025 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 649-1300.
Calling all small to large scale businesses. The International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo. Yeah. Beat it like a fan.
Let's tell you now that Guyana and the U.S. held discussions on climate resilience, food security, and energy transition during a virtual strategic dialogue on Tuesday. In a statement, the U.S. Department of State said a special assistant to the U.S. President and Senior Director for Western Hemisphere Affairs, Daniel P. Erickson, State Department Assistant Secretary for the Western Hemisphere, Brian A. Nichols, and Special Advisor to the Vice President for the Western Hemisphere, Scott Winton, led the U.S. interagency delegation, which was comprised of representatives from the U.S. Department of State, USAID, the Department of Defense, and the Export-Import Bank of the U.S. Guyana's Foreign Secretary Robert Poussaint led the Guyanese delegation, which included officials from a number of government ministries and the Guyana Defense Force. The release from the U.S. State Department noted that the two sides discussed ideas for advancing the bilateral economic agenda and underscored the need for good governance and institutional strengthening, and pledged their continued defense and security cooperation. The two delegations also highlighted the impact and prospect of an active hurricane season in the region and pledged support for those already affected by Hurricane Beryl. They also reiterated their commitment to the success of the multinational security support mission in Haiti. Meanwhile, a separate release from the Guyana Department of Public Information noted that at the opening of the dialogue, Guyana's Foreign Secretary Robert Poussaint asserted that the dialogue continues along the upward trajectory of partnerships and relationships that the two sides have enjoyed for decades. He said the dialogue seeks to build on the friendship and the partnership that exists between the U.S. and Guyana. The discussions also featured a range of global issues, including energy security, food security, climate change, the U.S.-Caribbean partnership to address the climate crisis, and security and defense cooperation. Foreign Secretary Poussaint said he is confident that the deliberations can pave the way for innovative solutions and strengthen ties between the U.S. and Guyana. The U.S. team also lauded Guyana's leadership role in CARICOM and on the United Nations Security Council, and pledged continued support for Guyana's energy sector as well. Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben has urged ranks of the Guyana Police Force to treat members of the public with respect and empathy, warning that disrespect to persons who go to the police for assistance for help must stop. Addressing a police symposium on Tuesday, the Home Affairs Minister, who has portfolio responsibility for the police force, said he has been thinking about having a police inspectorate in place that can keep the force in check to ensure that the quality and standard of policing and other administrative issues are up to par. Mr. Ben said the way police stations are kept is also very telling on the force, and there should be improvements as a matter of urgency, since all police stations should be welcoming and persons must feel comfortable when they go to those police stations.
Good enough to be looking beautiful and uniform, but the most telling thing about yourself is how you speak, how you relate to people, whether you disrespect people, whether your ablution area is clean or not. That speaks the volumes about you. And I want the disrespect to people to stop at police stations.
Ben told the officers and ranks that the onus is on everyone, particularly those in command, to keep their juniors in check so as to minimize concerns raised about policing.
Police must speak properly and politely. Police, the station sergeants and others and their commanders must make sure that the facilities are clean and well kept and that they are functioning. Police must help people.
And even in the police force itself, the Home Affairs Minister implored that there be respect among ranks, especially to the female ranks.
And the disrespect to people must stop. Disrespect to women in the force. Disrespect to women who come to the police stations, ducking and hiding and thinking issues. I keep an open door, and every day people come to me with these issues, and I have to pick up the phone and call the police stations or get somebody to follow up on some issues. things which only bring us into disrepute.
Minister Ben told the police officers that he is not prepared to take blame for the failures of the Guyana police force, and therefore the force must get itself together. He explained that if there are failures in the force, it will reflect bad on him as the subject minister, and demeans the force and opens the door for persons not to trust and respect the police. The Home Affairs Minister also said the time for patting the police force on the back has come to an end. The chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission, retired Justice Claudette Singh, has informed the representative of the list of the New Movement Party that the Elections Commission is in no position to pronounce on his status as representative of the New Movement list of candidates. Dr. Gerald Ford, who is an ex-TNM executive, has been trying for months to assert his status as representative of TNM's list of candidates after a new representative was announced without proper procedures being followed in keeping with the Constitution and electoral laws. Today, he told News Source that GCOM's response comes as no surprise, but speaks volumes about the level of alleged corruption within the Guyana Elections Commission.
Well, I wasn't surprised when I saw that kind of letter because I had an opinion that GCOM is very politically manipulated. And it shows to me the level of incompetence and corruption in GCOM. Because it's a very simple task for you to just go through your records and see who the leader of the list was for your previous general elections. And if anybody corrupted the process, to point out the corruption and correct it. But this just continues to prove that the entity need a lot of reforms.
The embattled leader of the TNM, Dr. Asher Kissoon, who is currently clinging to the joiner's seat in the National Assembly, had announced that Ford was replaced as representative of the list of candidates. But Ford maintains he has never resigned as leader of the list. The Elections Commission also has no record of the change. Back in April, the GCOM chairman was forced to withdraw a letter that she had sent to Ford after it was found that the Elections Commission had no record of TNM submitting any documents regarding the change in leadership of the list. Even as he awaited GCOM's response, Ford had dispatched a letter to the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mansour Nadir, back in March, requesting that Dr. Kissoon be recalled from the National Assembly. However, the Speaker has not made any move to effect the request. Pressed for answers on Monday, the Speaker told News Source he prefers to remain silent. Today, Dr. Gerald Ford said that is not good enough.
Right, the corruption and the incompetence, all these things extend even to the arm of government, because I sent a letter since March, and you're saying that you have never seen it. The clerk has said he never seen it. The speaker said they didn't even want to comment on it. Right, the letter is about you fulfilling a constitutional mandate, and you're saying you never see it. So it's the same thing going on all over.
TNM is one of three small political parties occupying a single seat in the National Assembly on a rotational basis as part of a joint agreement, which was signed ahead of the last elections. Under the agreement, the representative from the TNM, Dr. Asher Kissoon, should have only spent 3 months in the National Assembly, then make way for the representative from a new and united Guyana to take up the remaining time. Dr. Kissoon has been in the Assembly for over a year and has refused to honor the agreement and make way for the ANAG representative. The Liberty and Justice Party was the first to occupy the seat and surrendered it once its agreed time was over. Like the Speaker of the National Assembly, the TNM leader, Dr. Asher Kissoon, has chosen to remain silent on the issue.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 students for the 2024-2025 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 649-1300.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that my crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
The increase in the use of technology by the Guyana Police Force's Traffic Department is yielding positive results in tracking persons who commit traffic offenses and attempt to flee prosecution. That's according to the Traffic Chief Mahendra Singh. During that police officers' anniversary symposium on Tuesday, the Traffic Chief said the use of the license plate recognition camera system has been of great assistance to law enforcement.
These dedicated camera systems are available at the command center. They help us to track persons involved and or vehicles in hit and run accidents of all types of accidents. They also help us to have an appreciation of traffic volumes, where and if possible bottlenecks occur and or exist.
In addition, the traffic chief said that there are also dedicated traffic teams that have been deployed in each traffic division to respond in real time to traffic related concerns.
We also have a data-driven approach where analysis is done on the basis of what is reported to one, identify accident black spots, and two, it helps us now to realign our responses to where it is most needed based on what we have available to our use.
It was also noted that the traffic department has been relying on crowdsourced reporting, where it integrates social media monitoring to detect congestion and or traffic offenses and occurrences. Further, he said a data-driven analysis has been adopted to identify traffic hotspots and put a rapid response in place. The traffic chief said the various interventions are being implemented to address a number of traffic-related issues across the city and the rest of the country. Faced with a number of delays and other issues, the government has terminated a number of road and infrastructure contracts in Region 3. Most of the contracts were incomplete and their timeline had expired, according to the Department of Public Information. During an inspection of several contracts in the Region 3 area on Tuesday, Minister of Public Works Juan Edgel terminated the contracts while citing too many issues with the contractors and their work. One of the major projects that has been affected is the Bendorf to Maripa Access Road, which was a project valued at $55 million. It was awarded to JP General Construction and Services on the 2nd of August last year. The 6-month contract involved constructing a 1,000-meter road. However, the contractor completed only 45% of the work, prompting the minister's decision to terminate. A similar situation occurred with the rehabilitation of a bridge connecting Zeelat North and Tushin North and First Cross Street Arakari, facing significant delays. Minister Edgel assured residents that immediate measures are being taken. The government has said it will continue to terminate those contracts that are facing long delays. On the police blotter, an intelligence-led operation by the Guyana Police Force's Criminal Investigations Department unearthed a large quantity of high-powered guns and ammunition in the South Ruimveldt area. The search operation took place last evening at Park Place in South Ruimveldt. The police said during the operation, a search of an alleyway which is bordered by 3 houses resulted in the discovery of a pink suitcase, which was stashed on the zinc sheets in a clump of bushes. When that suitcase was opened, the police ranks discovered a black AR rifle, a black and blue AR rifle, a Ruger 9mm pistol with 1 magazine, 1 Taurus 9mm pistol with 1 magazine, a BSA telescopic sight, 3 ATN Viper telescopic sight, 1 Bushnell range finder, along with 319 rounds of 9mm ammunition. 106 rounds of .38 ammunition, 156 rounds of 12-gauge cartridges, 925 rounds of .223 ammunition, 20 rounds of .270 Win ammunition, 33 rounds of .68 ammunition, 76 rounds of .45 ammunition, and 117 rounds of .44 ammunition. Further searches were conducted in the same alleyway, and the quantity of marijuana was found in a bag. The firearms, ammunition, and narcotics were photographed and launched. The police said ballistics testing will be done on those firearms. Investigators are pursuing 2 suspects tonight.
Hey Guyana, are you ready for an African explosion of culture as the African Culture and Development Association ACDA hosts Emancipation Festival 2024, featuring premier cultural acts from top Guyanese groups, South America, the Caribbean, and around the world. Come, let's celebrate the culture of our forefathers with African food, history, fashion, innovation at Guyana's biggest cultural festival. August 1st in the National Park. Gates open at 10 a.m. See you there. Around Bay, we all hold together.
Calling all small to large scale businesses. The International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo. Oh, yeah.
Another car, or is it a house?
If you're looking for sweetness to put inside a basket, I am the whole Blinken market.
Get ready for the 3rd edition of Blankets and Baskets on August 4, 2024. The Maltino's ground comes alive with Guyana's best entertainers and a vibe that can't be matched. Come for a chance to win numerous prizes, including the grand prize of a... Tickets are $6,000 with other special luxury packages from $40,000 to $120,000. It's the Blankets and Baskets Extravaganza. For more information, check out Blankets and Baskets on Facebook.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
NYC, New York City. Get ready as the original Big People Party with the same vibes you've seen and loved comes to you this Labor Day weekend on Saturday, August 31st with some of the biggest one-man bands out of Guyana and New York. Look out for Super A, Murphy, Busta, and Super Terry. Big People Party! Along with the legendary Glenn Washington.
Baby, don't take my kindness for weakness. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right.
Glenn Washington and his band at Industry City, New York City. Get your super early bird general tickets at $40 and VIP access $150 all inclusive. And all are available at hjexperience.com. This event is brought to you by Hits and Jams Entertainment, Marvelous Entertainment, and GD Events. It's the original Big People Party at Industry City, New York City on Saturday, August 31st. The big and proper edition.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. The security chief of Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Correa Machado was arrested early on Wednesday, her Venezuelan political movement said on X, raising questions over whether the July presidential election will be fair and free. The arrest comes less than 2 weeks before the July 28 vote, where the opposition coalition's candidate Edmundo Gonzalez is polling significantly ahead of President Nicolas Maduro, who is seeking a third term. Machado was barred by a court from running in the election over alleged fraud violations, which she denies, forcing her coalition to rally behind Gonzalez, a former diplomat. Several dozens of Machado's allies have also been detained. The Venezuelan movement said officials took Machado's security chief from the house where he had been staying. Venezuela's opposition has repeatedly denounced arrests and other moves by the authorities that they say are meant to harm its election campaign and prevent a fair election. Leaders of the Sub-Regional Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, Tuesday toured the islands in the Grenadines, devastated by Hurricane Beryl when it made its way through the Caribbean region on July 1. The Grenadines include 32 islands, with a number of them privately owned. The Northern Grenadines are administratively part of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, while the Southern Islands are a dependency of Grenada. The hurricane caused extensive damage of Carriacou, Petite Martinique, and Union Island, leaving at least 3 people dead and millions of dollars in damage. Leaders of Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis were accompanied by the Premier of the Cayman Islands. Speaking to reporters prior to their departure, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves described the gathering as a show of unity, noting also the role being played by Barbados Prime Minister, who is chairing a Caribbean Community CARICOM Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on the rehabilitation efforts. Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett reiterated his disappointment with the international community for its reluctance to take responsibilities for the damage caused as a result of climate change. And finally tonight, international news. Police in Bangladesh fired tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse students protesting against the government's job quota system on Wednesday, a day after violent clashes left 6 people dead and scores injured. Authorities also announced the indefinite closure of all public and private universities from Wednesday, following the protests over public sector job quotas, which include a 30% reservation for family members of fighters from the 1971 War of Independence from Pakistan. Authorities deployed units of the paramilitary border guard force alongside riot police on Wednesday outside of the Dhaka University campus as students chanted, and I quote, "We will not let our brothers' blood go in vain," end of quote. Police fired tear gas and rubber bullets at the students as they marched in processions carrying coffins in solidarity with those killed, the coordinator of the anti-quota protests said. The quotas have caused anger among students who face high youth employment rates, with nearly 32 million young Bangladeshis not in work or education out of a total population of 170 million people. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.